Toby, you built this house, yes, but your wife, she's the one holding it up. And if it crumbles, this whole palace you're proud of will collapse on your head. Mark my words. I beg, Mama, don't start. Amarachi is fine. She has food, roof, clothes, money, everything. What's her own again? What does she even do? Please, let's not act like she's carrying the cross of the whole world. Is it not just children? They say a man is the head of the house, the provider, the protector, the decision maker. But what happens when the head forgets the neck that holds everything up? Well, let's find out in this very interesting story. Many years ago, in the beautiful city of Port Harcourt, there lived a man named Tobenna. Tobenna was a picture of success in Port Harcourt, a mechanical engineer in a top oil servicing company with a duplex in GRA, 2 sleek cars, and a wife people often described as the calm in his storm. Amarachi was her name. Petite, graceful, and brilliant. She had a first class in biochemistry, but gave up job offers to become a full-time mother to their 4 children, Jason, Jordan, Jemima, and baby Joy. Tobenna believed he was doing his part. He paid every bill, provided everything the family needed. School fees, rent, vacations, matching outfits during Christmas. As far as he was concerned, he was doing more than most men. Amarachi only had to manage the home. Simple, right? But it wasn't simple for her. Over time, Amarachi began to show signs of weariness. She would mention how she barely slept, how the children drained her, how she didn't even have time for herself. And every time she tried to express her exhaustion, Tobenna waved it off like a fly. What's there to be tired about? You're home all day. Is it not just children? When she suggested getting domestic help, he shut it down without a second thought. No way. I don't want strangers in my home. Oh. I've seen what housemates can do. Destroy homes, seduce husbands, even use jazz. I beg. I don't want any of that in my house. Eventually, she stopped asking. She stopped complaining. She simply endured in silence. And Tobenna, he continued enjoying. Then came the day his mother arrived. Madam Georgina Nwokedi, a woman of class and charisma. In fabric markets from Morocco to Lagos. She hadn't visited during Amarachi's last childbirth because she was abroad on business. But the moment she stepped into their home, she noticed something her son had chosen not to see. That night, she called Tobenna aside. Toby, she said gently, your wife is drowning. Oh. He coughed. Mama, drowning how? She has everything she needs. It's just children. She doesn't even go to work. Oh. Toby, you built this house, yes, but your wife, she's the one holding it up. And if it crumbles, this whole palace you're proud of will collapse on your head. Mark my words. I beg, Mama, don't start. Amarachi is fine. She has food, roof, clothes, money, everything. What's her own again? What does she even do? Please, let's not act like she's carrying the cross of the whole world. Is it not just children? Her mother didn't argue. She simply smiled and said, okay now. A week later, she called him with a request. Toby, I need Amarachi to help me organize some new deliveries in Aba. Just for 3 days. Tobenna didn't mind. He was on leave anyway. Amarachi packed food, labeled every container in the freezer, laid out the children's uniform, and left with baby Joy, who was still breastfeeding. Tobenna was left with 3 kids and a confident smirk. Is it not just children? He whispered. But by 5:45, the next morning, everything fell apart. Jason wanted noodles. Jordan demanded bread and Milo. Jemima refused both and cried for cornflakes. While ironing uniforms, Tobenna burned the sleeve. The kettle was whistling in the kitchen. The house was a total mess. He searched for socks, wiped his spill, backed instructions, and still got them late to school. At the school gate, his teacher gave him a puzzled look. "Sir, your children have never been late to this school before. What is wrong? Is everything okay at home?" He nodded, but he was already sweating through his shirt. Back home, he faced a battlefield. The crumbs, laundry, sticky juices, toys on the floor, and a baby shirt soaked in juice. He tried to nap, but the clock struck 2 p.m. It was time for school pickup. That evening, after bringing the kids from the school, Jemima spilled water on the carpet. Jordan cried over a broken toy. Jesse refused to do his own work. And when Tobenna shouted, Jemima looked at him and said softly, "Daddy, Mommy doesn't shout like you." On day 2, the chaos deepened. He mistakenly used salt instead of sugar. He forgot to brush Jordan's teeth before taking him to school. He gave Jemima Jason's homework book. The children fought over cartoons and broke the TV remote. And in the kitchen, he broke a plate and nearly cried. He picked up his phone and called his mother. "Mama, when is Amarachi coming back now? Is she not done with the deliveries for you?" But her voice was calm and sweet, almost mocking. "Oh, something came up, oh. Please, she will stay longer, but thank God. The children are now on midterm break now, no school runs, and is it not just children?" She had used his own words against him. By day 5, Tobenna had lost all form of control. Jemima drew on the walls with a marker. Jason spilled milk on the rug. Jordan locked himself in the toilet just to avoid washing dishes. The house reeked of exhaustion, and so did he. That evening, he sank into the couch and stared into nothing. He couldn't eat, he couldn't think, he couldn't mother again. "Mama, I'm sorry. Oh. I get it now. I see everything. Please, can you just let Amarachi come back?" There was silence on the other end. Then finally she said, Are you ready now?" The next evening, as light rain pattered on the roof, the gates creaked open. Tobenna ran to the door. There she was, Amarachi, with baby Joy asleep on her shoulder. Behind her was Mama, smiling faintly. Amarachi looked well rested, radiant and at peace. Tobenna ran to her and hugged her tightly. "I'm very sorry," he whispered, his voice cracking. "I didn't know. Sincerely, I didn't." She said nothing at first. Then gently she smiled. "I'm glad you see it now." Mama Georgina stepped aside, watching quietly. "My son," she said, "being a husband isn't just about money. You must see your wife too." That night, Amarachi bathed the kids, fed them, and rocked Joy to sleep. But she didn't unpack. She didn't change into her house clothes. She didn't return to the bedroom, not yet. As Tobenna cleared the dining table, he found a white envelope beside his dinner plate. He picked it up, opened it, and saw her handwriting. It wasn't a long letter, just one line. "I love you, but I need time." Tobenna sat at the edge of the dining chair, still holding the envelope in his hand. The note inside was simple, yet it thundered in his chest louder than any scolding. "I love you, but I need time." He read it again, slowly, as if the meaning might change, but it didn't. His hands trembled. A knot tightened in his stomach. It wasn't just a statement, it was a warning. Maybe even a goodbye disguised as a whisper. He looked towards the children's room where Amarachi was humming a lullaby to baby Joy. That soft, familiar tune that once meant peace. But now, it made his heart race with fear. She hadn't unpacked, she hadn't changed her clothes, she hadn't kissed him goodnight. Something had shifted, and this time he wasn't sure if it would shift back. For the first time in his adult life, Tobenna couldn't sleep. He paced the sitting room like a stranger in his own house. The silence mocked him. The walls echoed the line over and over again. "I love you, but I need time." The next morning, Amarachi prepared breakfast as if nothing had happened. Toast, fried eggs, tea, She fed the kids, brushed their hair, helped Jason with his belt. Tobenna tried to help, but she barely looked at him. He followed her around like a man under judgment, hoping for a smile, a question, even a complaint. But there was only calm, too much of calm. It frightened him. When the kids had all settled into playtime, Tobenna approached her in the kitchen. She was rinsing baby bottles. "Ami, please, talk to me," he said gently. She kept rinsing. Then, without turning, she spoke. "You didn't see me for years, Tobenna. You only saw my duties. You saw the meals, the uniforms, the homework. But you never saw me." He stepped closer. "I know, and I was wrong. I've already called an agency. A cleaner will start working here tomorrow. By next weekend, a chef will join. I promise, you will never carry this weight alone again." Still rinsing, she asked, "What changed?" "You leaving now," he answered softly. "You being gone made the whole house collapse." She finally turned to him. Her eyes were not angry, just tired. "I didn't leave," she said. "Mama tricked me into that trip. But I stayed because I needed to breathe. I needed to remember who I was before I became mommy 24 hours a day." Tobenna nodded slowly. "I want you to be more than mommy," he said. "I want you to be Amarachi again. I want you to rest. I want you to listen. I want you to learn." There was silence. Then she gave a small nod. "We'll see." That was all she said. Not a yes, not a no. Just, "we'll see." Over the next few weeks, Tobenna became a new man, not out of guilt, but out of awakening. He bathed the children, even braided Jemima's hair once, though it looked like spaghetti. He took night shifts with baby Joy. He scheduled Amarachi's spa date, restocked her knitting supplies, and banned the phrase, "Is he not just children?" from his vocabulary forever. Amarachi watched, quietly, patiently. One morning, while folding laundry together, she turned to him. "I picked up a remote data job," she said. "Just a few hours a day." Tobenna smiled. "Good! I support it fully." Then softly she added, "I think I'm ready to unpack now." And just like that, a wall came down. They hugged. No words, no apologies, just understanding. That evening, Tobenna sat with his children while Amarachi knitted beside them. The house was calmer, the noise was still there, but the pressure was gone. There was joy, real joy, that returned. Mama Georgina came for dinner 2 days later. She scanned the room like a general, inspecting her shoulders. Everyone looked happier. Even the walls seemed to glow differently. As she sipped her wine, she turned to her son and smiled. "You see her now?" "Yes, Mama," Tobenna replied. "Now I see her clearly." Amarachi reached out and held his hand. This time, it was him who smiled, because finally he understood. Being a husband wasn't just about money. Being a father wasn't just about presence. And being the head of the home meant nothing without recognizing the neck that carried the weight. He had almost lost her, but now he would never stop seeing her. It's been 2 years since the storm passed, and the Wokedis, they found their rhythm. Not the perfect rhythm, but one made of grace, growth, and second chances. Tobenna now keeps a handwritten calendar in his study, not for meetings or oil-rig inspections, but for birthdays, recitals, vaccination appointments, and Amarachi's rest days. Yes, rest days. They are non-negotiable now. He still works hard, but he comes home softer. He listens more. He asks questions he used to ignore. "Are you okay? What do you need? How can I help?" Amarachi didn't stop being a mother. She just stopped being invisible. Her voice grew stronger. Her laughter returned. And sometimes, when the kids are asleep and the house is quiet, Tobenna still catches her humming, not out of duty, but joy. She never had to remind him of what almost happened. He reminds himself every single day. Jason is now in primary 6 and thinks he's the man of the house. Jordan reads science magazines like a mini engineer. Jemima is obsessed with baking shoes and her cakes are a mess, but nobody dares say it out loud. Baby Joy, she runs the entire household with 2 teeth and a plastic crown from party cakes. And Mama Georgina, she visits often. But now, when she comes, she lets them run their home. Sometimes she just sits on the patio with Amarachi, sipping zobo, talking about the past and laughing like sisters. Because they were never enemies, only women who understood what it meant to carry a house and wait to be seen. Last week, Tobenna did something new. He wrote Amarachi a letter. It wasn't for an apology or a milestone, just a simple note, tucked in her pillow. Thank you for never leaving, even when you had every reason to. I see you now, and I'll never stop looking. Amarachi didn't reply with words, but the next morning her suitcase was gone from the corner, and on their bed beside her scarf was a freshly folded nightgown. She had unpacked fully this time. The end. This story is dedicated to the unseen pillars of every home, to the women who are tired but still show up, to the ones who are never thanked but never stop giving, to the ones who cry quietly and wipe their own tears. You are powerful. You are priceless. You are seen. Thank you so much for watching this story to the end. The moral lessons in this story are that you don't have to wait until someone breaks down before you see how they are trying. Also, love isn't loud. Sometimes it's in the laundry, the lullabies, and the little things you do to help. Also, being present is not the same as being connected. If this story moved you even a little, please like and comment on this video and share your thoughts on what you think about Amarachi and Mama Georgina. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more stories that bring truth to life and show us that even broken things can still be rebuilt. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.